still hear it. My man Joe's got his computer going. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another round of the Boom Boom Room. I'm your host, Ray Mancini. And our Spit Bucket man, Viking Jim, is not here today. He's got called away to do another job, holding the bucket for somebody else. But I'm here with my friend Joe Danier, my cut man, corner man, everyday man. So anyhow, we're here. You know, before I start, I gotta apologize ahead of time. You ever have one of them days, because today's just one of them days that's just kicking my behind. I don't know, the humidity, it's a lot of, you know, it's one of them days, man. I feel blasé, you know, got no energy. So I'm gonna try to pick it up and try to make this entertaining enough. If not, I'll get out quick. But anyhow, so I apologize ahead of time if I seem like I'm a step behind. Anyhow, first of all, you know, I want to two things. I want to thank, you know, I love these people. I love you people from the UK. You know, people always text in and always very kind with your words and things, nice things to say. And got our new friend Jim Diamond watching in the UK. So Jim, thank you for watching. I truly appreciate that. Joe, what is my saying? We are a true international show. International. We got my friend Scott Murray listening, usually. He checks in every time. I got family in South America, in Venezuela, in Cumana, listening, and I have friends of mine in Italy. So we're a true international show. And we got friends always making remarks from Florida, Arizona, so I mean California. So I'm really appreciative that you people listen and you enjoy the show. I appreciate, again, our numbers are going up, which is good because that means we'll be able to stay on. Because the numbers, you know, if you ain't doing the numbers, they take you off. That's a basic, it's just a numbers game, like anything. Like a TV show, if it ain't doing the numbers, they take it off the air. And in movie theaters, if a movie's not doing the numbers, boom, they make it a short release. So anyhow, so far so good. Thank you very much. Also, here's the thing I want to talk about. I got a hit today, so this is something I want to talk to you about. And before I say that, you know, I noticed I was watching the show, the other day's show, Tuesday's show, and I noticed, and I apologize for it, I kept looking over here. So this is, we're at the first floor, right near the door, exit of a building. So people walking out, and they waved, like this young lady just did there, and always walking by and looking up. So I see, so I wave, you know, obviously trying to do the right thing. But I know it was distracting to me to watch, so I apologize. But I kept doing this, looking away, and you know, that's the reason why. People walking by and very kind, people in Youngstown show a lot of love, and they wave, so I wave back. So anyhow, that's why I was looking away. But a friend of mine, Steve Stabile, watching the show from Florida. There she is, Lisa. There's my friend Lisa. Watched it from Florida, Delray Beach, and he made very nice comments, and he said to me that he enjoys the show very much, and that yeah, okay, I'm glad I clarified ahead of time because I want people to understand why I'm looking away. But he said to me, he said he enjoys the show very much. He said the only problem, and that's what I want, and this is a legitimate question, and so I'm asking. He said he thought that this hour from 5 o'clock to 5 to 6 o'clock hour was a little. People were on their way home, you know, or you know, leaving work. But I usually thought it was like 4 o'clock, because you know when I used to do the radio show, we started at 4, and I said that's not good. So we pushed it to 5. We did the 5 to 6 o'clock hour, because people usually leaving work, and if it's a major city, they're stuck in traffic, so they can at least listen to the show. You can listen to the show, you may not watch it, but you can hear it on your phone. Listen to the show, and you can watch the replay later. Or if you drive, you might be watching it at the same time. Who knows? But the reason we went 5 is just made it easier. You know, people are leaving work or already at home, or they're taking the kids to their activities, sports activities. I remember when I was doing that, and a lot of times the parents are sitting around watching practice, and don't got a whole lot to do, so, you know, listen to our show. That's why the 5 o'clock hour we thought was good. But so I'm asking you, basically I'm asking all of you out there listening, all three of you, will you please text us, call, or leave a message of, you know, on Facebook, later on, you know, just make a comment. What do you think is better, the 5 to 6 o'clock hour, which we are now, or to go from 6 to 7 o'clock? You know, your wish is my command. Whatever you feel. I don't know. You know, I always wonder because, you know, sometimes people say it's too late, it's dinner hour, we're eating dinner, we don't get a chance to have it on. So I don't know. I'm open to suggestions, so please. Today's show, a couple boxing news. You know, they say that the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fight is very close to happening. Showtime executive Steven Espinoza says it's very close to happening. Now, for those who don't know, Tyson Fury was the champion for about a day and a half, and then he lost the title. He didn't fight. You know, he had some problems, and he didn't defend the title on time, so they stripped him of the title. But I admire this guy, and even Lennox Lewis says he gives Tyson Fury a lot of respect for calling out Deontay Wilder and taking Anthony Joshua's place. Look, they've been talking about Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. The fight should be made. Got to be made now, as far as I'm concerned. The heat is there, or the heat's there now. The fight should be made, and whoever, you know, depending on whose camp you're listening to, who's holding up the negotiations, who's holding up the fight. So Tyson Fury said, "Hey, I'll take the fight. I'll fight Deontay Wilder." Now, that's a smart move for two reasons. You got another Brit versus an American, so you got the international competition. And whether you want to admit it or not, everyone knows black and white. That's always a big hype in boxing. That's always you know, people want to see that. That's just always has been, always will be. And you got loud, brash. Both fighters are loud and brash. Tyson Fury could talk with the best of them. Both are tall. I mean, Tyson Fury is just as tall as Deontay Wilder. So I think it would be, you know, it'd be an interesting fight. But the fact that he stepped up, Anthony Joshua and like I said, Deontay Wilder have been jockeying for position, and so this Tyson Fury said, "I'll step in. I'll take that fight." So I admire that very much. So we still might get a Brit in the versus an American, but it's just not the fight that we thought we'd get. So if that happens, look, and I agree with Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis would know. Lennox Lewis says it's got to happen. The Tyson Fury, I'm sorry, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua fight got to happen. Because if it doesn't happen, he said, you're going to have a lot, they're going to regret it for the rest of their lives. And he talked about his own regret that he never got to fight Riddick Bowe. Because they're both champion around that time. And they fought in the amateurs, they fought in the Olympics, and Lennox Lewis beat Riddick Bowe. I think Riddick Bowe got the silver medal, yes. And Lennox Lewis beat him for the heavyweight championship gold medal. I think I got that right. It wasn't the other way around. It wasn't Bowe beat Lewis. No, I think it was Lewis beat Bowe for the gold medal. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, please. But they didn't fight as a pros. That fight was marinating. See, I love that term, marinating. And I was just reading about that, Joe, the other day. They were saying, who come up with the word marinate? Bob Arum. They said, blame Bob Arum. But it's a great word. Let the fight marinate for a reason. It's like when you marinate food. You marinate it to a point. You don't over-marinate it. Right. Then it just, you know, you marinate it, just get the juices flowing, boom. And then you put it in the cooker and let it heat up. Yeah. So I think it's a great word when it describes fights or potential fights. So, you know, that fight never materialized. And Lennox Lewis said it's one of the biggest regrets is not fighting Riddick Bowe to declare who was the true champion. But he said, since Mike Tyson was retired, and when he came back, he said, give me Mike Tyson. Everyone thinks he's still the best. I got to prove I'm the best. And eventually, they did fight, and Lennox Lewis stopped Mike Tyson. And I forgot what round, but he stopped. He beat him up pretty good. You know, I thought Mike in his prime, when he was fighting Lennox, it would have been one great fight, one heck of a war. You know, typical boxer, tall punt boxer like Lennox Lewis was, and the shorter, aggressive puncher that Mike Tyson is. But both guys can punch, and it would have been a great fight. if it would have been at the time when they're both in their primes. But Mike went away, came back, made the comeback, and fought Lennox Lewis too late in his career, and Lewis just took him apart really. But anyhow, so look, great champ like Lennox Lewis is. Let's listen to his advice. Heavyweights out there, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. Don't let this fight go too far and too long without making it, man. Because the public wants it now. The most money you're going to make now. People think, oh, let it marinate down the road for 6 months. No. Now. So, since the fight hasn't made, if Tyson Fury steps in, look, I think it's a no-loss situation. If Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder, you got two Brits who don't like each other. Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. You still got the black and white. So you still got the talker and the gentleman. It works. So for me, it works either way. So if Tyson Fury comes in and fights Deontay Wilder and beats him, great. Still got a great fight. If Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury, now give me the other guy from England, the true champion, Anthony Joshua, whatever you want. I'm just making up stuff as we go along. I'm not saying that's what he's saying, but point being is, I think it's a great fight. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, coming up on Showtime, and they said it's very close to being made. They didn't give a date, but let's hope it's sooner than later. So there you go. We also talked about Eddie Hearn's DAZN streaming services. They just made doing 50-some shows the next year. They well across the board on all digital platforms. Smart move, really did. So I guess it's like almost like you're talking about $8 billion worth of revenue it can generate. So the first fight is going to be a U.S.-based card. The first U.S.-based card, I should say, will be in Chicago, and Eddie Hearn just was there, and I guess he looked at the new Wintrust Arena at DePaul University. I guess it's spectacular. Wintrust Arena. I didn't even know they did an arena, so I guess it's supposed to be terrific. So the first fight will be there, and it's going to have Jesse Vargas of Mexican descent, Mexican American, and they have a large Mexican community in Chicago. Did you know that? Yeah. Did you know outside of California, there are more Mexicans in Chicago than anywhere else?
Okay.
Oh yeah, and it's been like that for a long time. So that's just, you always wonder why they gravitate to the north. I mean, obviously work. That's just baffled me that from the warm weather you go to Chicago. Well, when you're hungry and you got to work, you got to work. Right. So great city, great fight town. Loved people of Chicago, my favorite city. I'll be there next weekend for the Chicago Italian Fest downtown, so over on Taylor Street. They have some fights going on Sunday, and I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. I'll be Saturday for quick in and out, but then Sunday I'll be there all day. Yeah, they just texted me saying Sunday is going to be Ray Boom Boom Mancini Day at Chicago Italian Fest. Will I be able to get a cup of coffee? That's all I want. No, not a cup of coffee. A cup of espresso. I don't know if you've heard about me talk about this. We just had a Italian Fest downtown Youngstown. Couldn't get an espresso. That's so embarrassing, Joe. It's embarrassing, and really, it's not even funny now. I've said this about 3 years in a row. They do the Time Fest, but yet they'd have the pierogi over here and the halupski over here. Look, Youngstown, we're very proud of our mixed heritage, multinational heritage here in Youngstown. We are a true melting pot. But if you're gonna have a Time Fest, you call it downtown, but then you got the halupki and halushki over here, and you got the Asian food over here. I mean, come on, man. It's not. Stop. And you can't get a cup of espresso? Stop. It's not a true Time Fest. Don't do it. Briar Hill is a true Time Fest. That's, in Arlene and Mount Carmel. It's all time foods. But you can't get a cup of espresso at Mount Carmel either. Don't know why. But you can get it because of my friend Joey Naples, my good friend Joey Naples, bringing it to Briar Hill Fest. You can get a cup of espresso there. And because I complained about it 2 years ago, he got a machine there. So it's about the only one. 3 different Time Fests we have. And Briar Hill's at the end of this month. At the end of it's the only one can get you a cup of espresso. It's embarrassing, really. You can't even get good cannoli. I mean, really, come on now. I guess friends of mine saying they're gonna have to watch the replay. They're throwing something. They're throwing down. Throwing down what? What are you throwing down? Anyhow, and they're texting me here. Okay, so I'm gonna see what they mean. But anyhow, so that's what I want to, just thank the people who really that have been watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. And hey, look, this is I enjoy doing this. I truly do. And I mean, you gotta like what you're doing because the pay ain't that good. And throwing down some grub prior to doing the Imagine Dragons concert. There you go. My buddy Billy McClure from Florida is going to Imagine Dragons concert today. Good concert. I like Imagine Dragons. So don't listen to the replay. All right, there we go. All right. Anyhow, so anyhow, the fight, Tyson Fury, Wilder, look like it's going to get made. Lex Lewis says, let's not wait too long for Fury. I mean, Wilder, if he should win, and Joshua should be right after that. Eddie Hearn company DAZN streaming services. The first card will be in Chicago. I'm not sure. I think it's September. I think it's September 8th. I think that's the date they're talking about, September 8th. Or October 6th. I'm sorry. I think it's October 6th. October 6th. That's it. October 6th. My name, September. A lot of dates in my head, folks. A lot of dates. But so it'll be Jesse Vargas, former champion Jesse Vargas, versus Thomas Delorme. Now, this is a great fight because you got the mixed cultures. You got the Mexican fighting the Boricua, the Puerto Riqueño, and Thomas Delorme. He's from Puerto Rico, and you got Jesse Vargas, Mexican American. So it's going to be great. And both guys can fight. Both guys come to fight. So I think it's going to be a great first U.S.-based card. Also on that card will be Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Don't know his opponent yet, but Jarrell Big Baby Miller can fight. Good. He's heavyweight and comes throws punches and bunches. Man, the way I like to see it. Fan-friendly guy. So I like that. So that's going on in the boxing news coming up. Also, Joseph Parker, the heavyweight from New Zealand, who lost 2 fights. He just lost the second fight in a row. He lost a unanimous decision to Dillian White. Now, and he said he will not retire after 2 losses in a row. That's stupid. After he got knocked out twice or something like that, but he didn't. He didn't. He got beat, a unanimous decision. But how about this? He was dropped. He got dropped in the second round and the 9th round. But he came back and he rallied to drop White in the last round and almost nearly knocked him out. He was way behind. Lost a unanimous decision, but almost pulled out with a knockout in the last round. And then people crying for him to retire. So, good for you, Joseph Parker. Look, you'll know when it's time. I would hope you would know when it's time. People, unfortunately, most fighters don't. But if he still thinks he can get a good run at it and come back and be some good guys, why not? Give him a shot. Let's see what happens after the next fight. He lost 2 fights in a row, but then he showed himself very admirably. That's the word. Say that fast, Joe. Admirably. So anyhow, yeah, that's what's going on in the boxing world. Other sports world, we got Kawhi Leonard finally speaks up. He's been silent. He's a very humble guy, shy, quiet guy. Anyway, that's his playing. Kawhi Leonard, who played for the San Antonio Spurs. He was a franchise player for the future. Doesn't want to play there anymore. So the Spurs traded him to the Toronto Raptors. And they got some, DeMar DeRozan out of it, which is a terrific player. So, it was, and a couple other guys. But Kawhi Leonard is probably the second best all-around player in the game next to LeBron. Both sides of the ball, the offense and defense. And he wrote a letter, and he thanked the city of San Antonio for so many great years, and he thanked, Greg Popovich, for being a wonderful coach, great coach, teaching him how to be a pro. So, I guess it's a good thing. I like Kawhi Leonard, I do. I think the guy, he's, like I said, second best all-around player in the game. And when you're bashful and you're shy, and he's really from the LA area, wanted to go back play for the Lakers. Spurs didn't give him what he wanted. He traded to Toronto Raptors, but I think he's going to do great in Toronto. Toronto's a great sports city. Great sports city. I think he'll do very well there. And Hey, look, it's an easier way to get to the finals than going to the West. You know, really get the top two teams. That are, you know, you got the 76ers, you got Celtics, and you got Toronto. So those are really top three teams. So how about this? Let's find out. Last year with LeBron, the Cavs were, you know, second or third favorite to get to the finals, right? Now without LeBron, they're not even on the board.
Really?
They're not even on the board in Vegas to get to the finals. They're not even talked about, like even getting to the finals, getting to the playoffs. Oof, oof. So one guy can do that. You know, one guy can do that to a franchise. You know, there you're gonna go. Other sports here. Look, you know, I should have said this last week. I don't know if I did. I might have, but I don't think I did. Darrelle Revis, great defensive player, one of the best over the last 10 years, probably the best defensive cornerback, you know, DB in the game. Certainly one of the top three, but it might be the best. He's retiring. He retired after 11 seasons. He played he's a 7-time Pro Bowler. Played in 4 of them, 4 Pro Bowls, but he was 7-time All-Pro. Won the Super Bowl with New England Patriots a couple years ago. And but he's from Aliquippa, right down the road, Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. He went to Aliquippa High School, and he went from Aliquippa High School, went to the University of Pitt, and was picked in the 2007 draft, first round, 14th pick. But what makes it so, you know, it was Aliquippa High School, same high school as Mike Ditka, and Anthony Dorsett. But Anthony Dorsett went there, I think, for 1 year, and he went to Crosstown High School. But Ditka graduated from Aliquippa.
That's cool.
But Mike Ditka, Anthony Dorsett, and Darrelle Revis are all from Aliquippa. And so it's not a big city. It's just right outside. It's a little town outside of Pittsburgh. So about 40, you know, so that's, you know, for a small city. A lot of great athletes. So there you go. Oh, about this. The New England Patriots are giving Tom Brady a $5 million in incentives, so he can make another $5 million. Now he's guaranteed $15 million for the year, but you know what? I didn't realize it's like 4th to 5th in paying for a quarterback. Number 1 is Matt Ryan, guaranteed $30 million for this year. I think the guy from the Vikings who just the guy who got traded for the Redskins, Kirk Cousins.
Right.
Kirk Cousins is making guaranteed 20-something million. I think Cam Newton's
Flacco's up there too. 17,
18, 19. But Tom Brady's 15, which is nothing to sneeze at. 15 million,
right.
Come on, man. That's a lifetime for people. That's a lifetime. But he's supposed to give another $5 million in incentives, performance-based incentives. So if you throw X amount of touchdown passes, X amount of completions, whatever, you know, percentage of completions, all that stuff. So if he does well enough, stays healthy, now he's 41 years old, and he lives a very good life, Spartan life. He doesn't abuse his body, which is what you want. As an athlete, you gotta take care of your body will take care of you. And for you to play this long, yeah, like Tom Brady, yeah, that's great. So let's not feel sorry for him that he's only 4th or 5th or 6th down on the depth chart of who's making more at his position. But you would think out with the most Super Bowl wins would be at the top.
Yeah.
But he's also 41, so you know he's an old horse. So I don't know if I
got some messages if you want.
Please.
All right, Steven Stabile said, "What's with the female MMA fighters? They're getting a big following and they fight."
Yeah, no, the female fighter MMA fight. I mean, look, I don't like it. I don't like female fighters. Period. Not because, again, not to be sexist. I've said this many times. Whether it's MMA or boxing, way I was raised to appreciate women and to look at women and admire women is, you know, you just, I don't, that's the way I was raised to look at a woman a certain way. I don't want to see a woman get in there and get smacked around. It's hard to watch guys. I don't even know if I don't even know the guy. It's hard to watch guys get smacked around that I don't know. To not see a woman get in there and get smacked around, it's very difficult. I've never been a fan of women fighting. Hold on now. Let me clarify. rectify, and specify. I've said this many times. If you give them enough time, women will be better fighters than men. We know that. Women are stronger than men every which way. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, every which way, but physically, in general. I'm sure there's some women stronger than guys, in general. They're stronger than men every way. But I don't want to see it. It's hard to watch women get smacked around, again, because the way I was raised to appreciate women. Plus, and have you heard me say this, Joe? You know how hard it is for a young man to ask a girl out on a date? You know how hard it is for a guy to ask a girl out, whether he's young, in high school, older, even at this age. If you're single and I'm middle age, older from middle age. If I was single, it'd be still difficult to ask a woman out for that. I mean, what are you going to say if they haven't heard it before? What are you going to say that's new? So, I told you, I'm going to give you the #1 opener. I'm going to give my #1 opener. Usually never goes wrong. I've given this to several guys that it's always worked. But what I'm saying is, so it's just hard watching that. That's all. Women fighting, get smacked around. I mean, but hey, I'll admit, I'm like a lot of people, man. Who don't like good cat fight? Who like good cat fight? No, I don't want to see that, man. I really don't. So here's what lastly. As hard as it is to watch that, and you're a guy trying to ask a girl out that's a fighter, I don't want to go. I won't want to go out with any woman that has a chance of whooping my ass, Joe. Sorry? It's hard enough. I don't want to go out with any girls. If she thinks I'm getting too fresh, whatever, and cracks me on the chin, forget about it. I got no shot. So, anyhow, but tell Steve, no, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it.
All right. Next one is Daniel Svetlak. Says, wants to know your input on a couple fights. Who do you like in Triple G versus Canelo, and also Lemieux versus Spike Sullivan?
Oh, okay. Triple G beat him the first time. I think as a fighter I watched, he was stale in there. He overtrained for that fight. I think he would have taken, sitting him with shots, he'd have beat him more decisively. But this fight, I think he beats him easier and more decisively. I think, Canelo says, they have the blueprint from last fight. No, he got no benefit. He's going to get dropped. He's going to get hurt this time. Lemieux and Spike O'Sullivan. I don't know enough about Spike O'Sullivan. I've read about him, guy from Ireland. But Lemieux's a strong guy. But he showed a little, you don't get out of the way of a punch. Can't get strong, can punch, strong, aggressive. You don't get out of the way of a punch, do good. And if Spike O'Sullivan can fight the way they say he could fight, I'd pick Spike O'Sullivan in that fight. But it'd be a hell of a fight because David Lemieux can punch, and if he knocked him out or something, I wouldn't be surprised. But Spike Sullivan can punch, so could fight. So a little bit that I heard about. I'd never seen him. From everything I heard and read, talking to people in the UK, he can fight. So I think it's a good fight. I pick Spike O'Sullivan in that fight. Anything?
Carl Lopresti says, I took pictures of you in the early 80s. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Do I look the same, Carl? Do I look the same? Well, let me make the question. Did you take pictures of me before or after the fights, Carl? If it was after the fight, I'd like to think I look a little better. A little different.
Couple of votes for 5 to 6 p.m. They like the time slot.
Okay, so you like this time slot, right? People like this time slot. I'm not Steve. I appreciate your input. I just threw it out there. I threw it out there, waiting on input. But so far, Steve, 6 o'clock, people are eating. They want, no, 5 to 6. You know what, Steve? I'm that soothing voice you get on that drive-by when you got to home and you're stuck in traffic, whether you're in L.A., you're in New York, Jersey, wherever you're at, Chicago, Chi-Town. I'm that soothing voice that's just like, it's just, it makes your ears tingle, man. It just brings a smile to your face. I don't know, but we're still here. Hey, I'm open-ended, 5 to 6, or that's 6 to 7. 4 is too early. That 4 is too early. I know that. Just saw that Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. I'm gonna say this phonetically. Nurmagomedov. Okay. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Okay. Conor McGregor set. Okay, like that. Oh, third set for October 6th. My bad. So the other fight is in September. Third one set for October 6th at T-Mobile in Las Vegas. That's the fight, probably the biggest MMA fight going right now, or people want to see it because that was the bus. It was Nurmagomedov's bus when McGregor heard about the press conference and pulled something, the bar, he threw it through the window, broke all the windows, people got cut, couldn't fight. It was his fight, and he got cut up. So that was his bus. He won up fighting and winning, but now him and McGregor are made. That could be the biggest fight in MMA history. As of now, I think it will be. It's going to be in Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. So, no, October 6th. That should be interesting. That should be interesting. Okay, oof. It's only been 31 minutes, folks. I'm beat up, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to give... so, this is going to be... Obviously, you know what? We're going to make this an early... Man, we'll try to cut this about 15 minutes, 45 minutes. I don't want to cut it too short. People say, hey, man, I come to listen to you. I don't get my money's worth. Hey, I ain't get my money's worth either. It's a joke. It's a joke. Just a yoke, baby. Just a yoke. Man, the things you do for free, man. It's unbelievable. So here, how about this? I was reading. I told you I like to read. I like to read quotes. I like to read philosophers through the years. You know, I love being on philosophy. I really am. So I like to read, and Plato, one of the greatest philosophers, not only one of the greatest Greek philosophers, but the greatest philosophers, period. Now there's the three great Greek philosophers: Plato, Aristotle, and Socrates. And I used to remember the order. I think Socrates was first. Plato was a protege of Socrates. No, my bad, other way. Aristotle was first. I think Plato was a protege of Aristotle, and Socrates is a protege of Plato.
Nice.
I believe that's the case. Okay, if I'm wrong, let me know. But I think that was how it went. Anyhow, Plato said, I got two of them I like. One I'm sure a lot of people have heard. The other maybe probably won't. The one, he says, and I agree with this, he said, wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools speak because they have to say something. Let me repeat that. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools speak because they have to have something to say.
Nice.
Or have to say something.
That's good stuff. Steven Seville said, you didn't tell us what your pickup line was.
Oh, thank you, Steve. I appreciate it, brother. Here's it to look. I told this to my sons when they were first going out, going out, to meet girls and stuff. I said, look, like I said, I was not the best. I didn't come on with the pickup line like, hey, baby, I'm the champ. No, I didn't do that. It's a joke. It's a yoke, man. It's just a yoke. I would not really be honest with you. I used to go, even when I was fighting, I was a champion. I'd go in places. You got to be able to make eye contact. You got to be able to see if there's a little connection there. And then if there is, then they go over your way, you make your way over to them, whatever. But I used to tell my kids, and I tell friends of mine, and young kids all the time, you want to push a woman, but you don't know how. And because you don't know what you're going to say. And what are you going to say that hasn't been said before? So here's the best pickup line. I read this too, that the one thing that women like that men say is when they comment and make a nice comment about their jewelry. I love your earrings. So I used to tell them, go and make them just say, and I used to do this. I used to walk up and say, if I'm wanting to meet a girl, and I say, excuse me, nothing for nothing. I just want to tell you, I really like your earrings, and I walk away. And then you just kind of glance back, and then they're like, likes my earring. Wow, that's nice. It's nothing intrusive, nothing, not a come on, strong line or anything like that. It's like, wow, that's nice. Women wear it to be noticed, right? Or I'd say, oh, I really, excuse me, I just want to say I really like that bracelet. I've noticed that. Or I like your necklace. It looks very nice on you. And I walk away. Then you kind of glance back and we go wherever you're at, and then they look around, they smile, whatever you make, and then that's the opener. That's the opener. Yeah. If they just smile and leave it at that, that's it. That's okay. But the point being is, it's unintrusive. You're not saying anything that's not coming on. It's hard come on line or anything like that. women wear jewelry to be complimented, so you make a compliment about their jewelry, whether it's their earrings, their necklace, bracelet, ring, whatever. That is to me is the number one opener. Again, you have to say it sincerely, and you walk away. That's the opener. And then there's a connection. You see them looking at you later on, or when they come to say something to you. There you go. Now, anybody can open, Joe. Anyway, but can you close? Closing. There's a couple closers. There you go. But I'm gonna leave that up for the people. You gotta have your own closer. Anybody can close it. I used to have the DJ. It's true. I used to have the DJ say, "Hey, the last song of the night, one of two songs. We gotta put on Marvin Gaye. 1, 2 songs. Sexual Healing, or Let's Get It On." That's it. That was the closer. That was the that was the back there. Yeah, I'm just hey, but there's still the songs, man. I'm telling you, Marvin Gaye's the best. Marvin Gaye was the best. That was the best closer. Any Marvin Gaye song you could close with. But those two, Let's Get It On or Sexual Healing. That's it. But come on. So Steve, you could use that, Steve. You could use that. But the opener is very good. Just make a nice compliment about a piece of the jewelry, the earrings, the bracelet, the necklace, and that's the opener. So
I got a message for you. This is from Michael. He says, "I was your teacher in 4th grade at St. Tom's. Thank you for all you do for your hometown."
That's very kind. Who was my teacher?
Michael Bochenek.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, Mr. Bochenek. Yeah, you killed the name. I know, but spell the name for me.
Bochenek.
Okay, Bochenek. Yeah, I forgot. I remember. I remember. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, Mr. Bochenek. I'm going to tell both. Bochenek. I think that's the proper way to say it, Bochenek. Thank you very much. That's very kind, and I do remember. That's very nice of you. Thank you. Before I forget, because I did forget the other day, I was sitting here. Look, are they going to sponsor us?
Yes.
Okay, well, then I'm going to show. We got a clothing company here. This is Youngstown Clothing?
They're in Youngstown. Owners in Florida.
They're Youngstown. What's the company name?
They're manufactured in Youngstown.
Manufactured in Youngstown.
Yep. And it says right on the
tag?
Rust Life.
Rust Life.
Yep.
Rust Life. Next level apparel. Look at this. Rust Life. Now, that's steel mill, little blast furnace. Young people are in Youngstown. Rust Life Apparel. That's what it's called. If you're interested in seeing this shirt, rustlifeapparel.com. rustlifeapparel.com. Now, there's been a bad connotation to Rust Life. People have been known as Rust Town, Rust Life. But a lot of people, the older generation, don't. It's they don't appreciate it. They really don't. And so the younger generation say it because they think, well, that's what the town was. The people of my father's generation, even the generation before me, they're not big hip on that name. So I'm not knocking it. I get it. But I'm just saying, so you may not, a lot of people, because of the name itself, but because it gives it a bad connotation of the town. Like when you think of rust, you think of something that dried up, and the town was vibrant at one time, and rust. But so it's hard for these people, because that's what the mills happened. The mills were vibrant, and they shut down, and the town, it was hard, man. It was hard times. We still ain't fully recovered. We still haven't done it. So anyhow, but I do appreciate it. Anyhow, just like a great looking shirt. I do appreciate the art on there. You got the steel mill, the blast furnace. You got the steel workers representing the town. So I like it. I do like it. I don't think it's a bad connotation at all. But I know a lot of older people do. But if you're a younger guy, this is probably the old generation, first generation Joe, totally removed from the steel mills. Not me, but your kids,
right?
My children, totally removed from the steel mills. This is the other one. I gotta show you one other. Now this is one. We're gonna give this away at some point. We're gonna have contests. We're gonna do some, first one.
Look at that.
How about that? My man Joe, you did this one. Joe designed this one. How about that? What is this? What is the company there besides Youngstown?
Youngstown Studio. That's
Youngstown Studio. Joe did that on his own. How about that? He didn't confer with me yet. But
it's a prototype. We're gonna make the
prototype. Why not? So no, I liked it, and I appreciate it. Joe. I dig that. Really, nothing for nothing. I dig that. So, in a moment,
we're getting a signature on the real one.
Yeah, but I liked it. They kind of look like me. I know you took that from a picture. My hair is all over the joint, right? Anyway, so I do appreciate that, but I do like that. I do like that, Joe. So anyhow, we're gonna announce it where they get the apparel. Again, Russ Life is here, Youngstown. It's name of the company again is Next Level Apparel, but Russ Life Apparel.
Yeah, if you look for them on Facebook, they got a good
Russ Life
following.
Apparel. I'm sorry, no, the company. RustLifeApparel.com. RustLifeApparel, all one word, .com, and you get the shirt. This one,
Not yet available.
not yet available. Of course, why not? Why would it be? Why would it be? Okay, so Steve, I hope I give you. So that was the line, Steve. I know you'll be using it tonight. Well, you got a lovely woman with you already, but you know your kids. You got two beautiful boys. Give them now and tell them. Compliment piece of the jewelry, man. Just and I mean it sincerely. Don't just say it to say it. Mean it sincerely. But I think it's it's a nice, and people want to be noticed. People look, women. I know a lot of women. You make comment about women's clothes, they get offended of some of them. Don't why do you dress like that? If you don't want to dress sexy, you dress sexy for a reason. You want to be noticed. So when guys make comments, now if it's crude comments, I get it. If it's a sexist comment, I get it. But if they make a comment, I really like that dress or something, or it's that color looks beautiful on you. Why would you get upset about that? Some women do. I don't know why. You wear the outfit for a particular reason. You wear the color for a particular reason. So women dress sexy. I love women dress sexy. I really do appreciate that. And you can appreciate it from far, even though I'm married. I love my wife. I'm not going anywhere. It's just I can appreciate a woman when she dresses nice and she dresses sexy. There's the fine line of sexy and slutty. There's a little fine line. Don't go overboard. Yep. Just make enough where people can appreciate the look. Appreciate the woman in it. Appreciate the woman in it. How about that?
Ralph Fajax said, I like your chain.
You like that chain? Yeah. Ralph. Hey, Ralph. No Ralph's line. No Ralph's line. Stay sassy. Stay sassy, youngstown. Stay sassy. That's Ralph's line. It's Ralph. When are you going to come and do the show with me? Because he wants to. This guy, my man Ralph, wherever he goes, he got something on his iPhone. Wherever he goes, he gets about 5,000-6,000 followers.
Yep.
And he asked me about coming in with me. And so I'll get you another 5,000-6,000.
Bring him in.
So we'll bring him in.
Yep.
And we're going to, Ralph, stay sassy. Stay sassy, youngstown. That's his line. Stay sassy. You stay sassy. Hey, Ralph, he's up there. Every day his lovely woman, Ronnie. She's a barmaid up at the. She works up at the joint up Cafe Capri on Market Street here in Youngstown. He's there every lunch. I said, give her a break. She sees you at home. You don't need to see her at lunch. I know you dig your lady. I know you love your woman, Ralph, and I appreciate that. She just don't need to see you. Not every day. Just letting you know, Ralph. Just me and you, brother. Me and you. And okay. So, and here's Plato's other line. How about this? Think about it. Think about this. Love is a serious mental disease. How about that? That's just Plato. Love is a serious mental disease. That's deep, man. Think about that. Love can makes people do stupid stuff. People love, I make you do things you never thought you'd do. Some people think it's for love. People don't know what love is. People say screw love. I'm just saying. What is love, man? People's version of love is different, And we hope we know what love is. We hope when you get that feeling, that feeling deep in your soul. But according to Plato, it's a serious mental disease. I've been afflicted with it myself, but I'm afflicted with it now, and I don't want it to get any better. I don't want to get healed. I love this.
Best disease ever.
That's it. So, okay, and last thing I'm going to give you a top 5. We can get out of here because people are starting to say, man, it's going on a little too long, man. Just, All right, so here's where we go. So I'm going to give you my top 5. And this is just, Joe asked me, where do I get my top 5 list? And it really just nothing. I was thinking about a top 5 list. And I was at home playing with my dogs. Got 3 of them. 3 of my dogs. And before I came, I said, what, let me do my top 5 dog breeds. Something people don't care about. It's one of the things I really could care less, right? But my 5 top dog breeds. For me. Number 5, the Beagle. And I'll tell you why. When I was a young boy, my neighbor right behind me, he used to raise beagles. He used to run them down in Hillsville, Pennsylvania. You know, they go when he was going hunting. Beagles are great hunting dogs, of course. And I used to go with him a lot. And there was one thing, it was a contest or something of, you know, putting your beagle through all this thing, and I won. When I was 10 years, 11 years, I got first place with Beagle, one of his beagles. But I always loved the beagles, loved the beagles. Number 4, collie. I love collies. I had a miniature collie when early in my career, and he used to run with me. In fact, they used to take pictures. He was in the paper with me. Bambino. His name was Bambino, and he was a border collie. I love that dog, man. So I love collies. Collies are beautiful dog. Number 3, the poodle. Who would have thunk it? I never thought I'd have a poodle. I've had a poodle now because when my kids were small, they picked out a poodle. And now I wouldn't have anything else but a poodle. And they say number 1 dog for, you think watchdogs? They start barking 5 minutes before, and all of a sudden the truck will pull up 5 minutes later. That's the truth. They start barking 5 minutes before the truck got there. They start barking before the mailman comes by. It's unbelievable. Their sense, smell, and they don't shed, and loyal and loving. So and number 2, Joe, what do you think?
No, man.
Joe, this on. The
Retriever.
As my mother would say, I raised the 4-legged kind just like the 2-legged kind. Boxer. The boxer. My mom bred boxers. Okay. She did. She bred boxers, and that was her line. I breed the 4-legged kind just like the 2-legged kind. Hey, come on, stop. No. So, and number 1, which is my man Stan. This is my dog. I love this dog to death, man. He's like a child to me. He's like a child, like me and my bride's child. The Golden Doodle. Golden Doodle. The cross between the Golden Retriever and a Poodle. And he's about 5 foot standing with shoulders like 5. He's about 80-some pounds. So he's, you know, like standard poodle, not a large poodle. Standard poodle, but a Golden Retriever. So number 5, the Beagle. Number 4, the Collie. Number 3, the Poodle. Number 2, the Boxer, of course. And number 1, the Golden Doodle. Cool. It's my top 5 dog breeds. If anybody else, I'm more than open to hearing your suggestions. Check it, people. We don't care. Anyway, hey, look, we're gonna get out of here. This has been about almost 15 minutes. I had a good time today. I'm gonna start getting more guests on. I know, you know, I had Eddie Marinero last week. I'm gonna start getting more guests on. I promise that's one thing we're gonna start doing. People have asked for it. I'm gonna start getting more guests, local as well as national and international guests. So until then, next time, next Tuesday, I'll be going to New York this week. So New York, I'm going to see my baby, my youngest Ray is in New York, doing an internship. So I haven't seen him since Christmas. That's 8 months, as long as I've gone out without seeing him. So I miss my baby. And my other son Leonardo's going to meet me there. He's taking a red eye tonight. We're meeting there tomorrow. So I'll be there all weekend. New York, are you ready for me? And I'm going to see my man Jules. We get Jules on the phone. We get Jules here, right? So go to Yankee. I'm going to see the Yankee and the Rangers on Sunday. Can't wait for that. And until then, I'll see you next Tuesday. I'll be back on Tuesday. I'll be back Monday. So Tuesday we'll be back here at 5 o'clock. Until then, take care of each other, love each other. Good night. God bless.